This is a degreed client story about Sendero. With headquarters in Texas, Sendero is a full-service management consulting firm with roughly 250 employees across 6 locations in the southern U.S. Meet Amy.
I'm a learning and development senior specialist at Sendero Consulting.
In order to tell us all about Sendero, she braved the infamous Houston
Traffic. Yes. We got stuck in a little bit of traffic, so it was a win.
We already owe you one, and we've only just gotten started. So, tell us more about Sendero's mission.
We're really hoping to seek out clients and to work alongside them to help them in any of kind of 3 major areas, whether it's organizational effectiveness, digital transformation, or strategic planning, to really help them get to where they want to go.
That means becoming an expert in clients' industries, and fast, which hasn't always been easy.
Before we had Degreed, we actually just had LinkedIn Learning as our only source of content. The rest was all instructor-led training or kind of just passed around documents and knowledge. As the firm was growing and we really needed to get away from this idea of tribal knowledge, we simply were too big for that. We wanted a solution that wasn't an LMS, but would allow us to house content both from internal sources and also external sources.
Content and skills at scale. And I get the sense that wasn't the only problem you needed to solve.
We had a team of 2-3 L&D people at a time that would try to train a company of over 100 employees and not have really any type of resource available if you wanted to do individual learning. So it was really just holding us back when it comes to scale, especially when we had people in other markets away from Dallas.
Ah, the old do more with less challenge. But at Sendero, you love a good challenge, don't you?
We're very lucky to have a culture really built around learning and continuing to grow, and a core value we call higher reaching, so really pushing above and beyond for yourself and for your clients. And that's really led to us having a group of learners who want to learn, and it's really figuring out how best can we cater to them. How do we best take the learning, make it accessible to them, and make it exciting? Because another piece is our people are super competitive, and so if it's pulling that into the engagement piece or allowing them to learn socially and giving them those opportunities, we found a lot of success with that because it's really just a group of high performers who want to achieve.
And Degreed is the platform you chose to help your employees achieve more and more quickly?
Yes, so Degreed for us is such a useful tool for learning in the flow of work because we use it and we offer resources on it that our consultants can use every day on their project. Those are called toolkits and pathways, and really what those are intros into our practice areas or industries or specific types of projects that our consultants can be on. Since we are in a very agile space, a consultant can be staffed to a project on Monday and expected to know pretty much exactly what they're doing that Friday.
Beyond moving quickly, how else does Degreed support your learning strategy?
Our team really follows the model of the 70-20-10, if you've heard of that in learning. And so Degreed really provides us options for each of the 7, the 20, and the 10. For that experiential piece, our consultants are going to Degreed for those on-the-job questions, projects, deliverables, things that they need quickly. When it comes to social, we use groups and subject matter experts on Degreed for them to be able to reach out to each other and learn from each other. So we take all of the skill data, put it in a skills dashboard that's accessible to all employees, and they can then seek out subject matter experts in areas they're less familiar with. And then for the formal learning, Degreed really offers us the ability to partner and complement our instructor-led training, which is probably the most training that we do at Sendero. So from day one in onboarding through all of your promotional trainings and any kind of additional ad hoc training, there's a Degreed pathway that follows it. You can use it in class and also use it after. And so then it also just builds that formal piece of that instructor-led learning, but also industries, practice areas, any type of content you want to see exists on there for you.
Sounds like a multifaceted approach to keep your employees engaged. What's the key to success there?
Above all, with engagement, the biggest piece is knowing your audience. And so as an L&D team, we strive really hard to dig into our learners, to see what interests them, to know what the different personas are so we know who to market to, and really treat it like a marketing project. My team meets with other internal teams and stakeholders throughout the course of the year to really outline what does engagement look like this year. Because it doesn't make sense to put a campaign during a performance management timeline or during a time when everyone's pretty slammed at the client. And so really understanding your learners, but also your business can make that really helpful. We tried to make Degreed as accessible as possible with user guides and frequent updates on here's what's going on Degreed, here's what's new, and also just continuing to promote those pathways and toolkits that get used the most on the platform to push that continuous use in the flow of work. We use the featured page as kind of our landing page for all employees, and that's made it so much easier to navigate the platform for them. We can put upcoming stuff, we can spotlight learners, and that's really given us this organizational framework for what exists on the platform.
Makes me wish I was a Sendero employee. With such a focus on engagement, where does the magic of metrics come in?
With metrics on Degreed, it was important for us to really figure out robust and meaningful metrics. Since with these we're getting in front of senior leaders, we didn't want to be inundating them with data that didn't matter or getting their attention off of what we actually wanted their attention on. We look at monthly user activity, we'll look at content views, we'll look at content completions, the skills being used. We look at the wealth of skills data that Degreed provides us and can also use that internally. And so looking at all these different metrics and also setting KPIs or goals for each of our engagement campaigns really allows us to track how we're using Degreed and to see where we need to continue to grow. Say you see a drop in 10% in the first quarter on Degreed, maybe our next campaign needs to hit a little bit harder or needs to be a challenge and not a campaign to try to bring that up, because we're continuing to try to show that ROI on Degreed. And so just with metrics, creating things that are meaningful, that really tell a story and that matter to our business outcomes.
Sendero really knows how to blow Degreed benchmarks out of the water. Like Sendero employees that are active on Degreed, employees following specific skills, employees following each other, and skill ratings. Those are impressive stats for a team of any size, but especially for a small L&D team.
Surpassing those Degreed benchmarks for us has been a huge source of pride. Here's this platform we've invested time, energy, money into for years, and we're seeing such great returns. So I'd say on my side, it's just amazing to see that return and to see people use it and come to us and say, I used this on a project and we did this, or I the other day was just researching budgeting because that's something I'm interested in. And to see Degreed used and to see that learning in the flow of work, I think is any L&D professional's dream.
It's our dream too, because it's not just about the numbers, it's about getting work done better, smarter, and faster.
Being agile and flexible on the projects, having Degreed be accessible to anyone, anywhere, anytime is really helpful because the learners are able to navigate it, to find what they're looking for without the help of an L&D team. So say they're on a project in Orlando, Florida, several hundred miles away from our headquarters, they don't have to contact me to try to get a resource, where in the past, that was what we were facing. At a company level, it's just, again, so exciting for us to see our learners investing in themselves and using Degreed as a platform for them to do that. It's helping develop our people, and it's giving them that opportunity to learn on their own and to learn when they want.
Sounds like you found the right partner to help Sendero keep reaching higher.
Degreed for us has just been such a unique and reliable partner in all of this to help us achieve our goals. And since they're the experts, we can lean on them to do that, as we know our clients. And so they know the platform, we know our learners, and it really allows us to both put Degreed to its best use and to get the most impact out of it at the organization.
Working with you is our favorite part too, which is a perfect place to call it a day. Now hit the road, Amy. We owe you gas money for that drive back to Dallas. Degreed, the better way Sendero builds skills.